81 degrees, partly cloudy, and perfect weather for a South Division VBL matchup between your Charlottesville Tom Sox and the Covington Lumberjacks. Welcome back, everybody, to Tom Sox TV. Mike Bolger, Dylan Price, join along with you guys for Game 2 of what is a technical doubleheader. As we just wrapped up the first game, final score was 11-1 after the game had to get resumed from a couple weeks ago. Now we're on to Game 2, where it's a little weird. We're going to play 7 innings between the two, and Dylan, there is a ton at stake for both the Tom Sox and Covington making playoff pushes.
It is a huge, huge game, Mike. If the Tom Sox win, they're in, and not only that, they're through. They get a bye to the next round because they would be your VBL South champions. It would be a huge win for the Sox. And on the other side of things, Covington needs to stay within striking distance of Culpeper if they want to even have a shot to make the playoffs. They're a game and a half back of the Cavaliers after the Cavaliers bested the Sox last night. Harrisonburg and Culpeper, they're going to clash tonight. If Harrisonburg loses, Sox can also clinch it. So there is an opportunity tonight, no matter how you cut it, for the Sox to celebrate. They've already won once. Now they'll look to win 2. They'll look to take 2 and take the entire division. And, hey, the pressure would be off. It would be smooth sailing for these last few games of the regular season, and you could already book your tickets or get your drive ready or whatever it may be to the first round of the playoffs here at Charlottesville High School. Well, second round, because the Sox would skip the first round.
Skip the first round, exactly.
You get the gist, folks.
A bunch of different stuff is going to be happening with the playoffs, but all you need to know, Tom Sox win, they secure the #1 seed in the South. All there is to it. Lumberjacks win, they break a losing streak, and they still are in contention with Culpeper for that 3rd seed. So, what does Covington need to do? They need to face Trevor Booten on the mound, number 37 for the Tom Sox, and then the field. So let's set it for you. Jack McMullen behind home plate. Colby Wallace there on first base. Vanderwood on second. Ethan Gibson on shortstop. Sam Mumma on third base. Then headed to the outfield from your left to right. It's going to go Brookins, Mijos, and Parham. So that is your field for your Charlottesville Tom Sox. Now let's get into the Lumberjacks starting lineup. Daryl Castillo will start things off, followed by Spencer Williams. Thomas Marcello will be in the DH spot in that 3-hole. Then the powerful Shanar Brown in the cleanup. Carlos Castillo will be the 5th spot. Gregory Mello will be in the 6th. Caleb Henry, Daniel Restrepo, and then cleaning everything off at the 9th spot, Wilford Gonzalez. So that's who we will see here in the top of the first inning. Trevor Booten still getting warmed up as we hit the 7:03 mark. So probably a maybe 7:04, 7:05 opening pitch. Packed house here at Charlottesville High School, probably one of the highest attendances we've had all season long, as it's Bark in the Park night. Dogs apparently are included in that attendance, so we will see how that all pans out later tonight. Opening pitch, 7:04 p.m. Trevor Booten against Daryl Castillo. First pitch drops in for strike 1.
First pitch time, 7:04. First pitch temperature, 83 degrees.
7:04 first pitch, and according to our own David Argo, 83 degrees outside.
Second pitch just outside. Daryl Castillo in that first game today. He went 2 of 3 in his outing. No walks. Both of those were singles, and did not score a run. He did not hit a run in.
It's a great night for baseball, Mike. We've got a line of people to get in here.
Third pitch in there for strike 2. Just able to grab the bottom of the plate. And here we go. Bobby Olson had a great outing earlier today, had 6 strikeouts. Trevor Booten on the mound looking for his first. The field gets set. Booten takes a breath, fires this one too low. Tried to get the lefty to chase. He doesn't go.
Booten's new walk-up song, Ain't No Love in Oklahoma. It's a Luke Combs song. It's from the movie Twister. Bobby Olson had people twisting and turning. 6 strikeouts. He joined Palmer O'Byrne. They fanned 12 throughout the course of that first game.
The 2-2 count to the first batter of the evening. Swing and a miss there from Daryl Castillo, and Trevor Booten has one down here to start off the day.
How fitting. That's the 13th strikeout against the Lumberjacks in 2 straight games. And Booten just booting Castillo back to the dugout, and that's a nice start, picking up right where the pitching staff left off, Mike.
So one down. Now Booton will have to face Spencer Williams for Carson Newman College. Another lefty against Booton, the righty. Shows Bond, bunts it down third base line. It's going to trickle foul. Man, that thing stayed right with the line all the way through. Be an 0-1 count.
Sam Mumaw makes a play on it. We saw Mumaw with a nice piece of hitting in the first game. It ended up being ruled an error, but Marsala, who is going to be digging in just a second here, had to track it, ended up scoring 3 and really blowing things open for the Sox to take that 11-1 victory. Spencer
Williams came into today's earlier matchup that lasted 3 total innings. It was a walk-off 11-1 Tom Sox. This one fouled down the third base line to the parking lot for our first out-of-the-park foul ball of the day as Williams came into center field. He struck out. He was one of Bobby Olson's 6 strikeouts on the early evening. Now here in game 2, he's got an 0-2 count. Booton fires. Just misses. Down low to the right, says the home plate umpire, Matthew Pierman. It'll be a 1-2 count. 1 out. No one on. Booton digs his right foot into the rubber. Williams. Bat on the shoulder. He does warm up. Booton fires. Check swing. Didn't go. This one just missed outside, so it'll be 2-2. Booton already 1 away. 1 strikeout. Trying to punch out the second one here. Booton, the 2-2. This one hit pretty well into center field. Mijos is calling everybody off. Makes the grab about 5 feet away from the warning track for out number 2, bringing up Thomas Marsala, your DH for tonight.
Marsala playing in that first game as well. He went 2 for 4, had to put out, and really quality game as a whole from him, despite the error that allowed a few to cross. Marsala has been steadfast, one of the best hitters in the lineup. Him and Carlos Castillo really pacing things, and we'll see Castillo in the 5-hole for the Lumberjacks lineup tonight.
The third batter for Booton of the inning. First pitch. Inside will be 1-0. Down away to the third lefty now. 3 straight for Booton. He's retired both. Looking to make quick work of Covington early on. Booton fires this one too low. Tom Sox repping their green shirt with blue sleeves, white pants, then white front of the hat, and then blue brim. The Covington Lumberjacks, who in my opinion have one of the best color schemes and color combinations for their uniforms, Dylan. Looks like, what's that, dark navy for the top and then blue, or excuse me, white pants. Swing and a miss there for the 2-1.
It's a clean uniform. I like the little American flag on the back, too. It's turquoise lettering, navy blue jerseys, black hats, navy blue hats, excuse me, with the turquoise lettering on that as well.
2-1, drilled over to Gibson, who just misses the leaping dive for the catch. So the Covington Lumberjacks able to get 1 runner on here in the first. It's going to go down as a single. Now upcoming, the all-powerful Shinar Brown. Dylan, he is one batter if you're a pitcher. It's intimidating to go against.
Shinar Brown from ULM has a 304 average, 19 runs driven home, and 4 long balls on the season. Intimidating pop in the bat, and he's 6'7", 240 pounds. He's a tank out there, Mike.
Booton fires this one, just able to grab the outside of the plate to the first righty of the evening he will face. Booton in his 7th start, 8th appearance with the Tom Sox. Looking to get out here. This one, swing and a miss from Shinar Brown. There's the power we just talked about. Now he'll go down 0-2, 2 outs.
That was a foul tip.
That was a foul tip. Marcelo over there on first base. Not a big lead. Wall's covering. Booton. The 0-2. Fires this one. Dribbles in the dirt. McMullen slides and guards it from getting into the backstop. We'll go 1-2 now.
Nice job from McMullen there. Keeps Marsala at bay at first, and now Shinar Brown. 1-2 count on him here, and be a big out, big punch out from Booton here to get him down.
1-2. Gets the nod. Fires. Too low again, trying to get in the chase. Brown disciplined at the plate, holds up. Now an 0-2 goes to a 2-2. 2 outs here in the top of the first. 0-0 your ball game. 1 runner on first base. Boone gets the nod. Righty delivers. This one again about the same spot, Dylan. He's trying to get in the chase down low. Not working.
Booton's got a big strike zone to work with here, with Shanar Brown being all of 6'7", but he's trying to get him to chase, I think, right now and exploit that outside part of the plate. And now I wonder if he just pumps it right up the gut against Brown here. He's shaking off whatever sign McMullen gave him first.
He'll step off the rubber now, taking his first breath of what's been a pretty clean inning for him. The 3-2, 2 outs. Fires, runner does go. Shanar Brown chops this one down third base line to Muma, and it's going to get by him. They're going to wave the runner home. Now he holds up. Rookins in left field grabs it, throws over into the infield to Muma on third. And now the Lumberjacks with 2 outs rally to get a guy on second and third base. Upcoming Carlos Castillo.
And you look at that one, Booton did try fastball. Brown didn't even get close to all of it, lined it over to third, but Mumaw just kind of tried to backhand it. It was a rough play to make. He's going to be accredited with the error. And now, as you mentioned, runners in scoring position. And Carlos Castillo, 6 games played, 364 average, 10 runs driven home, and 2 of them by way of a long ball.
First pitch, swing and a miss for the righty. We'll go down 0-1 in the count. Brown on second, Marcelo on third. Tom Sox infield not covering the bases, just looking for the final out of the inning. Booton nods, stares down Marcelo on third, now winds up the 0-1 outside in the lefty's batter's box. So go 1-1 now. Greggy Mello on deck. Caleb Henry in the hole for the Lumberjacks. But with 2 outs here, Booton can avoid seeing them with an out. Booton fires, and that one outside. Castillo thought about it, held up 2-1.
Booton just trying to get out of this jam and tee up his bats, who we've seen what they can do. They just outscored the Lumberjacks 11-1 in the previous game.
The 2-1 fires. This one a little too high. It was right down the middle, but it misses. So now Booton down 3-1 in the count. Has a 5.54 ERA on the season. Looking to keep that the same, if not lower it. The 3-1. This one right down the middle, just able to grab the plate. Castillo didn't look like he thought that was a strike there.
He was already on his march over to first.
It's about a good 3 steps. Thought he loaded the bases.
Stopped in his tracks.
Now our second full count. 2 outs. Booton fires. This one drilled into center field. Mijo says he's got it. He does. Covington in the first inning. 1 hit, 1 error. Excuse me, 1 error on the Tom Sox. 2 men left on base. No runs scored, though. We're headed to the bottom of the first with the Lumberjacks 0, Tom Sox nothing. back here for the bottom of the first action on Tom Sox TV. Mike Bolger, Dylan Price joining along with you guys as Ethan Gibson leads off the Tom Sox lineup against the Lumberjacks here against Carlos Escobosa, number 20 on the mound.
Escobosa, 11.57 ERA, 1-3 record, 7 games appeared in, 4 starts, 16 1/3 pitched, 18 strikeouts, 7 walks, and 28 hits. The
first pitch for Escobosa is a little high. He'll go 1-0 now. This inning, we will see Ethan Gibson, Nick Parham, and Robbie Levy will be the top 3 for the Sox. We'll set the defense here in a second. Escobosa fires this one, just missing the plate to the right. And we'll go up 2-0 now. Restrepo behind home plate at catcher. Mello on first base. Castillo duo on second and shortstop. Gonzalez over there on third. Escobosa fires this one, just gets by Ethan Gibson, says they fouled it off. So it'll be 2-1. Williams in left, Henry in center, and Shinar Brown over there on right. So that's your defense for the Covington Lumberjacks. Right now, the 2-1 at the plate for the righty and Ethan Gibson. Fires this one, drilled right back to the pitcher and into center field. Ethan Gibson with a single to start off the day. Rounds first, a huge turn there. The throw to first, not in time. What a start it is for the Tom Sox now. No outs in the bottom of the first, and Ethan Gibson able to grab his 21st hit of the season.
And Nick Parham comes up here. Mike, he was 2 for 2 with 4 runs driven home, a walk. He was hit as well in a stellar game against the Lumberjacks to kick things off here.
Escobosa fires this one at the knees of Parham for strike 1. Just able to grab the inside of the plate.
Gibson, that's his first hit since July 5th. He missed a little bit of time and returned last night, but went 0 for 3. Did score a run, though, on a walk.
The 0-1. This one just able to grab the bottom of the plate again. So it'll be 0-2 for Parham. As you said, Dylan, delivered a lot for the Tom Sox. And their 11-1 victory over the Lumberjacks in Game 1 of the doubleheader today. The 0-2, Escobosa winds up, delivers. This one dribbled over to the second baseman, Castillo. He's going to only have first base. He fires there in time. So Parham advances Gibson to second. Bring up now Robbie Levy with 1 out in the inning.
Levy, a bit of a quiet game in the first one, just a 1 for 3 performance from him, but he was walked twice and came around to score both times. And for Levy, this is an opportunity. The runner is in scoring position, drive that RBI total higher.
Levy has the most hits on the Tom Sox team with 32, is a .330 average so far on the summer. The lefty will face Escobosa for the first time today. Looks at Gibson on second. Now fires a little high. This will be 1-0. Gibson, pretty big lead over there on second. He's known for his speed and base stealing ability. So far this season, he's had 10 stolen bases for the Tom Sox. 1-0, 1 out. Gibson on second. Escobosa fires at the feet of Robbie Levy. He'll go up now 2-0. Colby Wallace on deck. Blake Brookins in the hole. Escobosa scares down Robbie Levy. Levy playing the DH spot for tonight. Fires back behind Gibson. That ball goes into center field. Now Henry's going to have to fire over to third base. Gibson flashes off the speed and goes to third base. Now the Tom Sox are 90 feet away from scoring the first run of the game.
And that's what you get when you dance around over there at second. You prompt a throw and you can create chaos. What do you think Gibson loves to do on the diamond? And he does it there. And now, as you mentioned, 90 feet from home for Robbie Levy. He's got that pop in the bat. He can really swing away here because at worst it's a sac fly, and at best maybe the ball leaves the yard.
Lefty steps back into the plate, up in a 2-0 count after the error. Escobosa fires. This one, swing and a miss there from Levy. You're going to call it a foul tip. So he'll go down 2-1 in the count now. Randy Tomlin, third base coach. Coy Tomlin over there on first base. Scott Strickland in the dugout with Adam Doffelmeyer coaching up the batters. 2-1, one out. Levy takes that one inside for 3-1 now, and Escobosa in a little bit of a sticky situation. With a runner on third base. One of the best batters in the lineup at the plate, and then one of the hottest batters in the lineup on deck. Escobosa, the 3-1. This one chopped over to second in Castillo. He's going to ground it, fire to first, but that will score. Ethan Gibson on the RBI ground out from Robbie Levy, and the Tom Sox get one on the board here in the bottom of the first.
There was a little pump fake from Castillo to Mello, and I wonder if he thought about maybe trying to throw home, but Gibson, as soon as the ball was hit, there was no stopping him. He was a freight train, and he was coming home, and right there nearly missed on Levy, but they get the out, and run comes across the board, so that's huge for Tom Sox. They get on the board early here, and they do it with Ethan Gibson, who, if he's on, there's a good bet he could come home.
Wall's first pitch is a swing and fouled behind us into the trees. So we go down 0-1 Wallace. So far this season, he's come on to the team late and hit 29 balls, batting at .363. He's one of the hottest bats right now in all the VBL. We'll get to that in a second. The 0-1 fouled again down the first base line into the trees. So far this season, he has 5 doubles, 1 triple, and he was able to notch his first home run yesterday against the Culpeper Cavaliers. That went dead center and dome. There was no doubt about that one. The 0-2, no one on, 2 outs. Check swing, didn't go, just missed the plate. The entire field for the Lumberjacks thought it was strike 3, rung them up. And now they're going to have to step back to their positions for a 1-2.
They thought, and ultimately, home plate umpire Perriman just said, "Hey, guys, get back to your spots. This at-bat is not over."
What are you guys doing? Get back. You're like, the 1-2, Escobosa had to fix his pants, roll him up a little more. 1-2, 2 outs. Fires this one a little high. He's thrown a couple of those already. Can't find the location height-wise. Now Wallace will dig back in. Wallace in that first game when 2 of 3, 2 runs, and 2 walks. So he was on base a ton for the Tom Sox. Here, the 2-2, swing and a miss there for Escobosa. He gets out of the inning, but not without the damage being done. 1 hit for the Tom Sox. That was Ethan Gibson, batted around by Nick Parham and Robbie Levy to score. Tom Sox lead at 1-0, headed to the second frame. Trevor Boone back out on the mound for the second inning of action here on Tom Sox TV. Mike Bolger, Dylan Price with you guys for 7 innings of action. The Tom Sox right now through 1 have taken a 1-0 lead. First swing from Gregory Mello is a swing and a miss, so it'll be 0-1.
Nice start for Booten, getting out of that jam, didn't allow a run, and now has a little bit of wind behind him with the Gibson run.
Second pitch down in the dirt for Booten. It'll be 1-1 now. Booten, that first inning, if you're just joining us, allowed 1 hit. There's 1 error on the infield and 2 men were left on base as he was able to get out of the inning. This one chopped over to Gibson on shortstop, fires across the diamond for the first out of this second inning. And
Well played, too. Right
very well played. When we talk about the interior of this infield for the Tom Sox, how good they've been, but still the Tom Sox are ranked worst in the VBL for field percentage. So a lot of errors on the field, too. It's played a part. Now today is they're up 1-0 and trying to get this final win to secure the #1 seed in the South Division. They need the field to play lights out. Booten now facing off against Caleb Henry. First pitch, first swing, 0-1.
We did not see Caleb Henry in the resumption of the first game, but he did play in the initial part of that game, the July 9th part, not the July 19th part. He was 0 for 2 in that segment.
Second pitch just misses for the 1-1, as you kind of said. He gets a little bit of a break, right? It was a 10-day break for him. Just kind of sitting there in the dugout waiting for his opportunity.
I hope he hasn't been sitting in the dugout for 10 days.
Well, that would stink. 1-1, 1 out. This one too high. McMullen tried to frame it down, didn't go.
Henry, one of the most dangerous with his speed on this team. He usually manning center field. He's doing it tonight as well, and there's a reason why, just like Dean Mijos on our end.
2-1, lined into center field, right over to Dean Mijos in center. He'll ground it and throw it back in the infield, but Caleb Henry able to get the second hit of the day for the Lumberjacks. It's a single.
Almost on cue. He hit it to Dean Mijos, the fellow center fielder, and now he's on the base pass. And it's not a great thing because he can fly around the base pass rather quickly. On the season, he's got 6 stolen bases. He has been swiped stealing twice, and he's accounted for 10 runs for the team.
We'll have to face Jack McMullen behind home plate, but for now it'll be Daniel Restrepo coming up, the righty for the Lumberjacks. 0-0, half swing, chop over to Wallace on second. He's going to fire it over to second base, over to first is Gibson. The throw goes wild into the dugout. Umpires say pause, and it's going to say they're going to go out of play. So the runner will advance to second base. So basically, Dylan, it's basically out at first, and then, runner at second, basically.
He advanced the runner.
Yeah.
But actually just kind of tagged
ended up being himself.
Yeah. It's baseball, Susan.
So we'll go down as an error on Ethan Gibson. Wallace got the fielder's choice at second base. Daniel Restrepo stands there. The 9-hole, Wilford Gonzalez up to the plate. First pitch to him is down low in the dirt for a 1-0 count. Booten now has 1 strikeout so far tonight. Has allowed 2 hits, but his infield has 2 errors already. The 1-0 fouled back into the backstop for 1-1. You talk about just a lot of the errors early on in the early season for the Tom Sox. It just didn't seem like it mattered. The offense seemed to click, and then as they got to these closer games, they started to add up. Now it seems like the offense is back. They've scored a ton in the past 5 games. Now they're 1 game away from securing the South Division. The 1-1, 2 outs. This one dribbled down the third baseline to Mumal on third. Fires across the field in time to grab the runner. So 1 hit, 1 error on the Tom Sox infield. No runs, 1 man left on base. We're headed to the bottom of the second where the Tom Sox look to extend their 1-0 lead right here on Tom Sox TV. Woof Woof here on Tom Sox TV with Mike Bulger, Dylan Price back at you guys here in the bottom of the second inning. It's the Tom Sox lead it 1-0. Up due for the Sox. Blake Brookins will lead it off. Isaac Vanderwood will go right behind him. D. Mijos and then Jack McMullen and Sam Mumaw to finish off the entire lineup. And Dylan, this is a lineup that really has gotten a couple guys back as we head to the final 5 games of the season.
It is a lineup that really has either seen guys return or found their stride. Blake Brookins and Ethan Gibson return. Isaac Vanderwood homered here the other night. He's in the on-deck circle. And then guys like Kobe Wallace and Nick Parham, the ECU boys, raking in the previous game, combining for 4 hits, driving home a few runs, and really finding their swings as well. So everybody's kind of clicking at the right time. There's a reason they've 10-run ruled the past 2 teams here at home.
Brookins drills this one into center field. It's going to get over to the head of Castillo on second base. He'll round first, stay there. Now the Tom Sox have a runner on with no outs, similar to what they did in the bottom of the first.
Well, there you go again. I mean, Blake Brookins returns, Ethan Gibson returns, and they both return back to CHS with singles.
Back-to-back lead-off singles for the Tom Sox here with Isaac Vanderwood now up to the plate. First pitch outside for ball 1. He's a rising freshman, just committed to Virginia. And this will be his 4th game with the Tom Sox so far this season. Mostly in the field. He's got 3 play appearances, has 1 hit for 2 runs. Second pitch drops in there for strike 1. That 1 run and 1 hit did come off of the home run that was here at Charlottesville High School. It was kind of the welcome to Charlottesville moment for him. First pitch, first swing, and now the 1-1. This one hit pretty well into right field. Shanar Brown looking to track it down, battling the sun. He puts in his glove for out number 1.
A little bit more mustard on it, and if it didn't hang in the sky, Vanderwood would have, well, had his 2nd home run to right field. And earlier in the summer, I remember our SID, David Argo, saying that right field doesn't see a lot of home runs. I think it's the ballpark, part of the ballpark that has seen the most home runs this season. So eat your heart out, I guess.
23 home runs for the Tom Sox this season as D. Mijos steps on in for his first at-bat. First pitch from Escobosa outside for ball 1. And yeah, Dylan, I can recount at least 10 to 11 home runs out there in right field. It's 290, so kind of like the Yankee Stadium, very short out there in right field.
It's like the short porch.
The 1-0. This one right down the middle, fouled back by Dean Mijos, so it'll be 1-1. Jack McMullen on deck. Sam Mumaw in the hole. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Escobosa has to look over at first base with Blake Brookins there. About a 2-step lead. Mijos, the 1-1, shows bunt. This one goes over the fence and into the crowd. Look out. Someone's going to get a souvenir, but D. Mijos will get a 1-2 count now. Trying to get Brookins around to extend their lead. Mijos. The 1-2. Escobosa fires this one a little too high. Mijos so far this season, 17 hits. He's had a .262 average. He's been able to bat 6 RBIs in. With Brookins on first base, we look to extend the Tom Sox lead here. The 2-2, 1 out. Escobosa fires this one. Swing and a miss there from Dean Mijos. And Escobosa has his 2nd strikeout of the night. And 2nd out of the 2nd inning.
Escobosa, flamethrower right now. It's almost like as soon as he had the high Sox, he has just found a new heat with his pitches. I mean, that fastball just went right by a swinging Mijos, and Mijos now dropping in the order to 7, typically seeing him pretty much almost the everyday leadoff hitter, but Gibson's back, so Gibson takes the duty, and you hear some Natasha Bedingfield. Jack McMullen's up.
The catcher tonight for the Tom Sox, first pitch, able to grab that corner on the lefty's batter's box. So Jack McMullen via Liberty University has 5 hits on the season, 6 runs total, 4 RBIs. With Brookins on first base. Escobosa fires. This one looks like it got away from him a little bit for a 1-1 count now.
Rising sophomore, seen some more time recently. and tonight gets to take the catching duties.
1-1. Escobosa fires this one. Line into left center field. It's going to get down. Traveling all the way back to the warning track and at the wall. Blake Brookins is getting the wave home from Randy Tomlin. The throw not going to be in time. Blake Brookins scores. Make this a 2-0 ball game. Jack McMullen as an RBI double to start off his day.
Jack Mack with a double, driving home a run, and the catcher we've mentioned has seen some sparse appearances behind the dish, has come in more as a pinch hitter or a designated hitter, but when he comes in, he's always good for a big hit. 5th ribby of the season for Jack.
In the 9-hole now, Sam Muma with the runner already in scoring position. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Tom Sox lead it 2-0. On deck, the top of the lineup, and Ethan Gibson. Muma facing Escobosa for the first time tonight. The righty fires to the righty right down the middle for strike 1. Muma from Florida has been batting at 194 on the season, 14 hits. He's got 11 RBIs in 72 plate appearances. His last appearance with the Tom Sox was against the Generals in the other doubleheader on July 17th, where the Tom Sox were able to mercy roll 11-1, and then the Waynesboro Generals forfeited the second game to move the Sox to 24-10 on, 9 on the season. This one gets away from the catcher. Jack McMullen's going to advance to third, standing up. Now the Tom Sox are just one base pad away from making this a 3-0 ball game.
Trying to vault themselves out as they did in the previous game and then kind of explode from there. They were up 2-1 when we resumed things, and then they poured on 9 in the final 3 to put a close on it, but now they're already up 2-0.
The 1-1, 2 outs. Sam Muma. Escobosa fires this one. Muma dribbles it down to third base. This is going to be a tough play. Fires with the first, though, in time. Oh, no, he got it. First base dropped it there for a second. We thought he scored, and that'll end the inning. Tom Sox able to score 1, though, off of a Jack McMullen RBI double to left center field. We're headed to the top of the third here on Tom Sox TV. Trevor Booten back out on the mound. His 3rd inning of action here on Tom Sox TV. Tom Sox lead it 2-0 after 2 full innings and 3 hits from their lineup so far. They've gone through all 9 players, so we'll see Ethan Gibson in the bottom of the 3rd. First pitch from Booten away, be 1-0, and now the top of the lineup for the Lumberjacks and Darryl Castillo, who struck out in the 1st. Second pitch, this one in for strike 1, the 1-1. Booten really hasn't gotten up in too many counts, but he's been able to let his field do some of the work, and then he's got 1 punch out so far. 1-1, no one on. This one dribbled over to Ethan Gibson on shortstop. Fires over to first base. Wallace has to scoop and almost split for it. It gets away from him. Runner goes to second base. McMullen over there, basically near the bullpen, has to grab it. It's going to go down as an E6 on the throw. And the Lumberjacks have a runner in scoring position with no outs.
E6, and that's another error for the Sox in the field. And it's a bit of a killer here. That's their third error in 3 frames, and we mentioned that it's a team that struggled in the field and struggled to really establish that rhythm. And it's at this point in the season where obviously we've mentioned that they're within striking distance to claim the South tonight and also trying to get into the postseason with that bye. But it's one of those things that you want to tighten up and tighten up soon because it can be a killer once we get into that postseason play.
Williams at the plate now. First pitch, he showed bunt. Boot and throw outside for 1-0 count. And to your point, 56 errors coming into the game. They add 3 to that total. It's one of the most in the South Division, rivaling with actually Covington, who has the second worst fielding percentage, also in the VBL. So right behind him. The 1-0, this one drilled right back behind. Boone Gibson tried to dive and make the play. He can't get there in time. Mijos grounds it as the runner advances to third. So now Trevor Booten, with no outs here in the top of the third, has runners in the corners. Now he has to face Thomas Marcella, who singled in the first and almost scored. He was stranded on third base. He's going to have basically a key task here. The Sox have gotten up first in a lot of their home games. That's why they have such a good home record so far this season. The 14-3 record, 10-7 on the road. So Charlottesville High School has been quite kind to them, to say the least. Boot now, runner takes off. McMullen fires over to second base. Gibson on the tag. Did he get him? He did. Jack McMullen with a bullet over to second base. Now Trevor Booten's got one down here in the top of the third.
McMullen mentioned what he can do with the dish with that ribby in the bottom of the previous frame, but now swiper no swiping, guns him down, and that was a good throw from Jack to get him in time.
Back at the plate, it's 1-0. Second pitch outside of Thomas Marcella. So runner still over there on third base for the Lumberjacks. Marcella so far this season at .330 on the year, 1 home run, 16 RBIs. This pitch hit pretty well in a deep right field. Going back is Parham to the warning track at the wall. He's going to make the diving catch. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no, he dropped it. Oh, man. And we thought he got it there for a second. He showed the glove, and then he bobbled it. So it's going to go down as an error. Runner does score. And it's the first run. Wait, did he call him out? They're going to call him out now.
He caught it.
Did he catch it? He did? Oh, my goodness. Runner doesn't realize. Oh, no, so he tagged up. So it's a sac fly now is what they're going to call it. All right, so what a play from Nick Parham in right field at the warning track. Basically, at 365, I'd say 380 mark.
It's not his natural position. He lays out, makes a web gem grab. Yes, the run scores, but at that point, he saved extra bases and really more damage. What a play from Parham.
So the sac fly does score one for the Lumberjacks. It's Shanar Brown, first pitch, first swing. He'll go down 0-1 now. My goodness, we didn't think he got it. He bobbled it for a second. They threw it into the infield pretty quickly. Umpires didn't signal anything. So it'll be 0-1 to Brown. Second pitch just misses. A little bit outside. It'll be 1-1 now. 2 outs. Brown in the first inning got on base via an error on Sam Muma on third. Was able to reach to second, then he was stranded there. Booten, the 1-1. Little low and away. So it'd be 2-1.
Shanar Brown, after watching that ball launch to play a go, has to be feeling at home. I mean, he can drive the ball to all parts of this park.
2-1. This one over to Gibson on shortstop for the second time this inning. He's going to fire it over to first cleanly this time to retire the side. A sac fly, though, from Thomas Marcella scores the first run of the day for the Lumberjacks. We're headed to the bottom of the third with the Tom Sox up 2-1. It's Bark at the Park night here on Tom Sox TV. Tom Sox lead it 2-1 after 2.5 innings. Ethan Gibson back out for his second plate appearance after singling in the first and then scoring the first run of the ball game. Dylan, you said he was struggling a little bit recently, but now able to gain some traction. Back to him.
July 5th was his last time out until last night. Missed some time with injury, now gets back, gets into the lineup, and singles and does an Ethan Gibson special and races around the bases to score. It was our running gag, but outside of his defensive web gems, although he has an error tonight, in pretty much every game this season you see either an elite defensive play or him getting on base and racing around the bases to score.
First two pitches a little high to Gibson, so it'll be a 2-0 count with no one on, no outs. And you got the chance to go out with Gibson and play a little punt with Price. Gibson was the winner of that one. The 2-0, this one popped up right behind home plate. Restrepo is trying to track it down. Can he do it? No, he can't. Lost track of it as it came back down, so Gibson gets another chance back to the plate.
Ethan Gibson landing 4 hole-in-ones, 2 on the first 2 holes. Gibson was cold as ice, and he was ruthless against Chase Stryker, myself, and Jorge Armengol. It was quite the beatdown. I tried to reel him in at the end, but I'll take my silver medal because the Hokie exploded in the contest. You can catch it out on Tom Sox Weekly. You can also catch Mike Bolger playing catch with Ryan Wynn. It was 2 weeks ago, right?
I believe it was.
Oh, no, Ryan Wynn was this week.
Yeah, it was this week. Yeah, feels like
a
so
great
long
segment.
ago. The 2-1, no outs to Gibson now. Escobosa just misses outside for 3-1 now. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I was proud of myself. I didn't drop anything, so that's your biggest worry. Not about the questions. You're worried about dropping something on TV and then having that edited in. Maybe RSID David Argo puts the clown music over as a fourth pitch. Little high will be ball 4 to walk Ethan Gibson. He reaches base for the second time tonight. Bring up now Nick Parham.
And he did the clown music effect already once. He hit Chase Stryker with it when Chase putted 8 times. We wrote him in for a 5, but it was a rough go. Argo, David Argo that is, loves to play around with some of those effects. He crushed the graphics with putting with Price, and I can assure you he would have included if you dropped the ball.
First pitch to Parham. This one fouled down into the crowd. Look out. There's a packed stadium tonight, and basically everywhere you go there's a person, so got to be heads up looking. But for Parham, he goes down now 0-1 to count. Escobosa so far tonight has 38 pitches through 2 innings. Parham fouls this one off for an 0-2 now, and we already can see some action happening in the Lumberjacks bullpen here in the third, so I can imagine that his pitch count might be getting up there a little bit. They might get worried and could possibly see him soon, the new pitcher in the fourth. Third pitch, a little high, try to get in the chase. Will be 1-2 now for Parham. Batting at .237 on the season so far, 13 RBIs.
Warming for the Lumberjacks is Colby Phillips from Carson Newman College.
Rising senior. Another right-handed pitcher. This one fouled again down first base line and dribbles off the Tom Sox dugout. Scott Strickland grounds it, beats Coy Tomlin there for the foul ball. And now Nick Parham will reset. 1-2, already 3 foul balls in this at-bat alone. Ethan Gibson over there on first base. The pitch. This one hit pretty well down the first base line. And it's going to go foul. Man, that thing was crushed.
So last night, ECU Pirate as well, Colby Wallace got his first home run of the season, and now it seems like Nick Parham's on the hunt for it. He just nearly missed a long ball in the previous game, and right there, just a couple feet away from his first of the season, but another really valiant effort.
1-2, already 4 foul balls in this at-bat. This one a little high for 2-2, so I guess if you took the over on how many foul balls there will be in this at-bat, it probably did hit. Robbie Levy on deck. Colby Wallace will follow him in the hole. But for now, it's Parham, the lefty, at the plate. Gibson, not a big lead over there on first base. Escobosa awaits. The 2-2 delivers, and that one's going to foul down for the 5th foul ball of this at-bat.
Parham has his mojo right now. You can see it and almost sense it in his confidence when he's up at the dish right now. Mentioned his really stout performance in the previous game, but even just more recently, he's really found his swing.
Batting at 2.37 on the season. Not really skyrocketed within the last week. The 2-2. This one, again, fouled behind us. And Dylan, if you took the over on the fouls, it would hit. It would smash, actually.
He is working Escobosa here. We mentioned that Phillips is warming right now, and Phillips may be in sooner than later because this pitch count for Escobosa is skyrocketing.
At the beginning of this at-bat, Escobosa's pitch count was, well, basically around 37. And now 9 pitches later, as that one's in for ball 3 for a full count. He is all the way up there for 46.
What an at-bat from Parham. No matter how this ends, it has been a crushing one for Escobosa's pitch count.
The bigger thing, too, no outs so far here in the bottom of the third. Tom Sox lead at 2-1. Gibson on first. Parham. This one hit pretty well into center field. Chasing is Henry. He's going to get under it to make the grab. And finally, 10 pitches later, Nick Parham is retired to bring up Robbie Levy.
I mean, that was a well-hit ball as well to center field and Henry. There's a palpable momentum with Nick Parham at the dish right now that I think it's part of the reason he was moved up to number 2 in Randy Tomlin's lineup and part of the reason we almost saw him drive one out of the ballpark there. But 10-pitch at-bat, I mean, you really can't write anything better than that outside of, I mean, that ball going yard on the one, but Escobosa's pitch count now rising exponentially.
One of 2 ECU guys in the top 4 for the Tom Sox. First pitch to the George Washington guy in Robbie Levy. So far today, Levy grounded out in the first, but it was able to bring Ethan Gibson across home plate. Now Gibson over on first. He'll look to basically copy and paste that again. The 1-0 again misses for 2-0. Robbie Levy, I mean, it just seems like ever since he had that walk-off home run here in Charlottesville High School, man, that was like, what, 3 weeks ago now? He's just been on an absolute tear, to say the least.
It's like his second home now, Charlottesville High School here. I mean, the whole team has excelled here this season with that 14-3 record at home, but, I mean, Levy maybe most of anyone.
This one gets away from the catcher, Gibson. Doesn't even have to show off his speed. He stands up at second now. And now with the 3-0 count to Robbie Levy, runner in scoring position, Colby Wallace is eyeing the field up for his second plate appearance. He struck out in the first, had a pretty good game, not only earlier today, but also last night, recording his first home run in the Colby Jack is what the media interns are all calling it. Gibson over on second, the 3-0. Escobosa delivers. Robbie Levy, the second broken bat of the day, dribbles over to Castillo on the second, and that's another out here, the second of the third. Dylan, oh my goodness, it's hitting the wallet today.
That's the second bat broken for Levy. He's going to have to go to a third bat on the night. And, I mean, we've been saying it's been splintered, the ball itself, but that one, hopefully nobody got any splinters. That's another broken bat for Levy. Hard hit ball, too, and Levy's got to go to a third bat in just a few innings of play.
Unbelievable. The first bat broke in the first game, which was only 3 innings due to the mercy rule. And now today in his second at bat.
Poor guy.
Oh, man. His wallet's definitely taking a hit today. Colby Wallace up to the plate now. The righty stands up with Gibson on second. First pitch just misses the plate outside. Will be 1-0. Escobosa now, his pitch count up to 52 on the day. Phillips still warming up. We probably will not see him here in the third. So the righty on the mound delivers the 1-0. This one from Wallace hit into left field sharply. Williams coming in on it to end the inning. Ethan Gibson started the inning off with a walk, but then the Charlottesville Tom Sox go down 1-2-3 to end the third. They lead it 2-1 as we head to the top of the fourth right here on Tom Sox TV. Back here for the top of the 4th inning as we hit the top of the hour. It's 8 p.m. Trevor Booten still on the mound for the Tom Sox. Here at the top of the 4th, he'll face Carlos Castillo in his second at-bat of the day. Full out to center field in the 1st. Now here in the 4th. First pitch, fouls that one back. He'll go down 0-1. Booten so far today, he's got 29 strikes, 21 balls for a 50-pitch count. We do see someone warming up there in the Tom Sox bullpen, so action in both. 0-1, second pitch, down in the dirt for 1-1. Booten so far this season has pitched in 24 1/3 innings pitched. He's gone through 3 today. And he's gotten 21 strikeouts on the season. He's got 1 so far. This one able to grab the strike zone for 1-2.
So in the pen, it's Caden Ferrero, who we were wondering wasn't in the lineup tonight for the second game. Well, it's because he might be coming to the pitch soon.
The 1-2, line to center right field. Charging in on is Parham, making the diving catch. No. Oh, no, he does. Nick Parham, 2 innings where he makes 2 incredible diving catches in right field. Retires the first here in the top of the 4th.
I know his natural position's not right field, but Randy Tomlin's going to be hard-pressed to not try to convince him of a pitching or a position change after tonight. 1 diving catch where he lunges towards the fence. This time he goes complete Superman. Nick Parham everywhere, anywhere, and crushing it tonight.
Booten now first pitch to Gregory Mello will be ball 1. And, yeah, I thought he dropped it for a second, but that was his hat that is completely white, so I thought that was the ball for a second. I got out, but man, 2 incredible catches in right field. This one hit pretty well, goes foul into the woods down the first base line. And looks like we also have another pitcher warming up in the Lumberjacks. It's going to be Rodriguez, number 11. Third pitch, foul in basically the same direction for 1-2.
And now Booten in the driver's seat here trying to retire Mello. And also on that play from Parham that retired Carlos Castillo, they've been able to get him out twice, and he's the most potent hitter in the lineup.
The 1-2 drops in. No, just a little low, says home plate umpire Perryman. Booten walked off the mound like it was strike 3. Could have made an argument for it, but it's going to be a 2-2. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. No one on. The pitch. This one just able to grab the elbow of Mello. Now Mello will walk over to first base. It's the first hit by pitch of the day so far for either team. I'll bring up Caleb Henry.
And now for Henry, he singled his first time up, an opportunity here to move the runner across and try to bring the tying run home for Castillo, or for Mello, excuse me. He represents that tying run, so Henry would be the go-ahead.
Rising junior, first pitch, first swing coming in on it is Mijos, calls off Brookins and makes the grab for the second out. So 2-way now with the runner still on first base. As you said, Dylan, a 2-1 ball game. Everything matters now. We're only going to play 7 innings, so it's going to be a lot closer than what it may seem. Now coming up, Daniel Restrepo got on base in the second via an error on Gibson. So looking for his first hit of the night. It would come in a much-needed situation as we're approaching the halfway mark of this one. Booten fires first pitch in there for strike 1. Restrepo kind of didn't like where that landed too much. He'll step back in. First base. This one fouled back. Mello over there on first base, kind of taking a pretty good lead. Not much to fret about if you're Booten. 1 out away from getting 4 innings punched out in the record for him. 0-1, 2 outs. Second pitch, a little high, so it'll be 1-2 now. 1-2, 2 outs. Bullpens were both active to start the inning. Now they've both calmed down. Runner on first. Booten looking for a second strikeout of the day. Runner goes. McMullen grabs the throw. That one a little too high. Vanderwood and Gibson couldn't cover the bag in time. So Mello will advance to second base on a stolen base. And Booten will have to reset on the mound.
That was a good throw from McMullen, but really could have been dangerous. If Vanderwood doesn't lunge out, there was really nobody there covering and could have been a errant one that made this a little bit more of a scary at-bat for Booten.
The 2-2, 2 outs. This one fouled back. So Restrepo stays alive. And to your point, Dylan, so far today, the Tom Sox have had an error in every single inning outside of this one so far. That one would have made number 4 as Dylan knocks on wood accordingly.
Okay.
And now our SID says it's not wood, so Dylan's starting to panic a little bit.
I can't do the box either.
The 2-2. This one fouled again down the first base line, and we'll reset and do it again here.
I don't think we have anything
Now we're all
wood in here
looking.
other than the
our
stools.
stools.
The stools.
Okay, there you go.
There we go.
I was supposed to say you were panicking a little bit for it, but now we finally figured it all out, and Restrepo steps back in, batting a 176. He's got 3 hits on the season so far, looking for his 4th and his 3rd RBI of the season. The 2-2, Booten fires, swing and a miss. Trevor Booten ends the inning with his 2nd strikeout of the day and retires the side with the Tom Sox up 2-1. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th here on Tom Sox TV. 2-1, Tom Sox lead it, headed to the bottom of the 4th inning here on Tom Sox TV. Mike Bolger, Dylan Price here along with you guys for the full 7 innings of action between the Sox and the Lumberjacks. Blake Brookins will step in for his 2nd plate appearance of the evening. He got a single in the 2nd, rounded the bases thanks to a double from Jack McMullen. First pitch, outside, 1-0. And since it's Bark in the Park night, Dylan's giving me a little bit of a look here. Dylan, what's your favorite dog?
That feels like such a harsh question to
What?
pose.
It's not a harsh question. I feel like it's a fair one. Swing and a miss from Brookins.
I grew up in a lab family. Every dog pretty much I've ever had is a lab, outside of a pit bull or 2. So I'm going to go lab.
I feel like I just, put you on the spot a little bit, but
It's so
I don't
hard,
think it was
it's
a
hard
tough
to
question.
pick a dog, though, because I love Goldens.
You could have picked multiple. The 1-1 right down the middle for 1-2 now. Yeah, I like Golden Retrievers. Huskies.
Huskies.
Yeah.
Huskies cute.
Grandparents had a German Shepherd growing up, too.
Okay.
So
Bulldogs.
I'm not a big bulldog guy. After seeing Georgia's mascot. Not a big bulldog guy. The 1-2, down low for 2-2 now.
So what's your go-to favorite? Is Golden's then?
I feel like it has to be Golden Retriever. Yeah. Because also growing up the other side of the family, the other grandparents had Golden Retriever. And even when I was really young, we had a Golden Retriever growing up. So I feel like it's just the go-to.
It's just harsh to pick because if you had a couple different types of dogs.
2-2, fouled off down the third base line into the parking lot it goes. But no matter which one we say, nothing will ever top the Honorable Midge.
That is true.
That is true.
One of the cutest dogs I've ever seen.
Our president, Chesley Mullins' dog, is the best dog in the ballpark probably tonight. 2-2, no outs. Brookins takes this one inside, has to dance his way out of it for a full count now.
My host family has a pair of greyhounds and a pit bull as well.
Okay.
Pit bull loves to keep me company. The greyhounds are apparently afraid to go downstairs. They're afraid of the stairs. They don't go up either.
It's not my host.
Fear of heights either way.
I'll say I'm living with Chesley Mullins down in the basement, and that one's fouled back for the full count. And yeah, Midge comes down there all the time, and she just has like these just weird energy bursts, and we call them the zoomies, and she goes like flying. The basement's huge too, so she's got quite the track to run around with me and Matt Caprom down there. Full count, no outs. Blake Brookins awaits. No one on. Brookins, this one lined into center field. Going back is Henry. He's just going to take 2 steps, grabs it, and retires one. Bring up now Isaac Vanderwood. Just joined the team. His last time here in Charlottesville High School. Got a home run right over there to right field. Has provided a spark for the Tom Sox, coming in as a rising freshman. And Dylan, I know you weren't there, but also in Culpeper, he played first base coach. So giving the young man some time over there coaching. First pitch inside, 1-0.
He can do a little bit of everything. A nice new Swiss Army knife for Randy Tom to utilize heading into this playoff push. And also want to add, Escobosa has had about 4 straight really hard-hit balls off of him. So I'm wondering how much longer this leash is going to be. And no bark in park night, pun intended there.
I think there was a little bit of a...
I caught it halfway through.
Yeah, I think there's a little. 1-1 now, 1 out, and a quick look around the VBL scoreboard. As the Harrisonburg Turks is a game we're going to be watching all night long. They currently lead the Culpeper Cavaliers of a score 1-0. That's at the bottom of the second. This one fouled back on the... Was it bunt?
It was a bunt attempt.
Man, that one just flew out of the ballpark there. So Turks lead it 1-0 against the Cavaliers. Looking also around, the Generals lead the Braves 1-0 in the bottom of the third. And obviously here with Tom Sox leading it 2-1. With a win, the Tom Sox secure the #1 seed in the South Division. This one, it looks like it hits Vanderwood. So he'll head over to first base for the second hit by pitch by either team tonight. Now bringing up Dean Mijos. So a win tonight for the Tom Sox secures the #1 seed. If they don't win, they would need a Turks loss to secure it tonight. But obviously, still a lot of ball left to play. As now looks like Matt Cabram is showing me an updated scoreboard. The Cavaliers lead the Turks 3-1 in the third. So thank you, Matt, for that. And Cavaliers, it'd be huge to grab that win, not only for the Tom Sox, but for their own playoff push as they hold the third seed. D. Mijos takes the first pitch in for strike 1.
It would be huge for kind of starting to scoreboard watch on the other side of things after tonight, because if the Turks get that loss, things start to get really interesting in that middle part of the division. Can Culpeper and obviously Covington in this game tonight, but who starts to kind of pull away in these final few days for that second and third slots, and who gets into that wild card game? Stanton's not fully out of it yet either. Waynesboro not completely. It's all within distance, and it's right in front of them.
Swing and a miss from Dean Mijos. It's 0-2 now. This one a little high, and kind of to your point, right now, I mean,
nobody's out of it.
No one's out of it. Mathematically.
There is a few larger gaps.
Yep. And with 5 games left, Cavaliers with a win tonight and then a loss by Waynesboro would secure their knock Waynesboro out. Swing and miss there from Dean Mijos. That's strike 3. Retires him, and now upcoming is Jack McMullen. Had that RBI double in the second. Brought around Blake Brookins, who flew out in the beginning of this inning with Isaac Vanderwood now on first. Brookins was on first when McMullen hit this in his at-bat. So with 2 outs, kind of a similar situation for the catcher of the Tom Sox tonight. First pitch, able to grab the corner of the plate for strike 1. Escobosa right now has 70 pitches on the night, 42 strikes, 28 balls. Those counts getting up there. Wouldn't be surprised if the Lumberjacks pull them soon. This one down the dirt for 1-1 now, 2 outs.
Pitch number 71.
Pitch number 71 upcoming. Vanderwood on first. McMullen at the plate, Mumaw on deck. McMullen swing and a miss, pitch outside. Got him the reach on that one, so we go down 1-2, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Tom Sox lead it by 1. Escobosa delivers. This one dribbled over to second base. He's going to field it, flip it over to first to end the inning. So the Tom Sox able to get 1 runner on via hit by pitch. He's stranded there. And we'll head to the top of the 5th now. The Sox up by 1 here on Tom Sox TV. Back to Tom Sox TV. The Tom Sox currently lead it 2-1 as we head to the top of the 5th with a new pitcher on the mound.
New pitcher for the Tom Sox, and it is the Swiss Army knife, Caden Ferrero. Ferrero playing first, playing some really wherever he's needed, and now coming in to pitch the lefty.
Ferrero, first pitch to the pinch hitter, and Brian Mello is grounded by Wallace on first. He'll get the solo put out for out number 1 of the 5th.
Lefty has tossed 2 innings. He appeared in a loss to Stanton in that marathon game about a week and a half ago. Pitched 2 innings, allowed 2 runs on 2 hits with a walk and 3 strikeouts. Second appearance for Ferrero at the plate, at the dish. We've talked about him in the past, but 8 runs driven home, 13 for 40 with 5 doubles. He's been explosive there. Looking for a nice outing from him tonight on the bump.
Change numbers. Okay, that was still Gonzalez.
So now Ferraro with 1 out. First pitch just misses for the 1-0 now. So Daryl Castillo comes up to the plate in his 3rd appearance. He got on base via an error in the 3rd that eventually led to the sac fly by Thomas Marcella and scored the first and only run of the Lumberjacks evening so far. Get a 2-0 count now to Ferraro. One out, no one on. The lefty deals, shows bunt, pulls back, and that's going to cost him a strike for 2-1 now. Again, just a fantastic crowd here. There's just so many chairs along the fence. Bleachers are full. The whole third base line is covered. This is the fourth pitch. It's in for strike 2. So Ferraro able to battle back now here in this at-bat. Already got one down. Can he retire number 2? Ferraro delivers outside. Try to get the lefty to golf a little bit there for a full count now.
So Castillo do a little Soto shuffle there as he tracked it and waited on it, and then eventually watched it go outside, but has worked the count back full.
Castillo awaits. The 3-2. Ferraro, this one hit to the third baseman, and Muma, he's going to dive, stop it, fires over to first. Did he get him? He does! Oh my goodness! A diving stop by Sam Muma. Fires it in time. Now the Tom Sox got 2 down here in the 5th.
What a play, Sam. It bounced off his glove. He dove out to stop it because otherwise that was going to be a base hit. But getting the throw off in time, high effort, high hustle play from Muma, and it works well for the Sox.
Scott Strickland in the dugout basically jumped out of his shoes when he saw that throw. Now 2 outs. Ferraro delivers this pitch a little too high to Spencer Williams. So far today, a single. He was caught stealing in the 3rd, and then a fly out to center field in the 1st. Little 1-0. This one got him looking for 1-1. It was kind of funny just watching Strickland jump right out in the dugout. Being probably the happiest person right now in there. This one, the 1-1. Thought about it, didn't go. It'll be 2-1 now. Williams so far this season batting at .279. Has 26 hits, 18 RBIs. The 2-1, 2 outs. This one drilled down the third base line, goes foul into the Lumberjacks bullpen. It'll be a 2-2 count now.
Nearly stayed down the line and would have been extra bases. And Spencer Williams, he's got some pop in the bat. Already has a single tonight as well, and a deep fly out to center.
His 96th plate appearance. The 2-2. This one lined over the head of a leaping Vanderwood on second base. Excuse me, that's Gibson now on second. Goes in the center field, and now Lumberjacks with 2 outs have a runner on first.
2-out offense continues for Covington, and they're trying to stay alive and spark some here. And we mentioned the playoff race. They really needed to come out of today at least with 1 win to keep pace with Culpeper and Harrisonburg for that 3rd playoff spot. And they want this just as bad as the Tom Sox do. And right there, Ethan Gibson nearly getting it into his glove. Second really nice diving play attempt he's made tonight, but sneaks over him.
First pitch to Marcella is outside for ball 1. Randy Tomlin pulled a fast one on us and switched Gibson with Vanderwood. So Gibson on second, Vanderwood on shortstop. And obviously now Ferraro on the mound. This one fires, just missing, and now firing over to first base as McMullen doesn't get him in time. So be 2-0, 2 outs, and just kind of closing up the book for Trevor Booten. 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run. It was not earned, 2 strikeouts, and no walks against 17 batters.
Really nice out for Booten.
The 2-0, this one, just missed down low. Ferraro didn't like it. Now he'll go down 3-0. If you're Marcella, runner on first. Probably get me over fastballs coming soon. Wouldn't be shocked if he had the green light here.
You know what's coming. Now you got to time it up.
Lefty v lefty, just able to grab the outside of the plate. 3-1. That one was definitely more borderline than I thought it would be.
It was a get you over fastball that does the job, but not without raising a few hairs on the back of the neck.
3-1, 2 outs. Ferraro fires it right down the middle. This one cracking the bat, headed to left field. Brookins going all the way back to the warning track and makes the grab to retire the side. The Lumberjacks able to get 1 hit. They strand that man on first base. No runs, no errors. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th here on Tom Sox TV. Welcome back, everybody, to Tom Sox TV. As everybody knows, the Tom Sox, with a win today, secure the #1 seed in the South Division. They currently lead 2-1, with the Cavaliers leading the Turks 3-1. They need the Turks to lose if they don't win this game today. And now, on the mound, we've got a new guy for the Lumberjacks, number 29, Colby Phillips. First pitch to Sam Mumma, low for ball 1.
Closing on Escobosa's line, 4 innings pitched, 2 runs, one unearned, 3 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts for Phillips. He comes in with a 6.
This one outside for ball 2, sidewinder 2 for the pitcher.
6.85 ERA, 7 games appeared in, 21 innings pitched, 15 strikeouts, 7 walks, and 27 hits. Last appeared on the 11th against the Generals, where he allowed just 1 earned run over 4 1/3.
Third pitch, dribble down on third base line near Randy Tomlin's way, now to the Lumberjacks dugouts. And that will now close the official line for Escobosa.
Escobosa allowing just 1 earned run, 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Really settled in nicely after allowing 2 runs in the first 2 frames.
The 2-1, this one drops in for an off-speed pitch to Sam Mumma. 2-2 now. It'll go Mumma, Gibson, then Parham for the Tom Sox this inning. Now Phillips trying to settle in. Strikeout will do the job. The 2-2. This one popped up into the infield. Everybody coming in on a communication problem, and now finally Gonzalez calls everybody off, makes the grab to get the first out. Dylan, we almost had a 4-way collision there.
It was going to be a freight train running into another freight train, into another freight train, into another freight train. Nobody was stopping. Nobody was getting the red light, and everybody was about to collide. But alas, it does finally land in the glove of Gonzalez. Nobody was harmed in the making of that play, and it's an out for Phillips. Just a little bit of an unorthodox way to get it.
Castillo duo on second and shortstop, both called at first, and then Melo came on from first and called it, and then Gonzalez finally made the grab. So I didn't hear Gonzalez call it either, so maybe he did, maybe he didn't. First pitch in for strike 1 to Ethan Gibson. 1 out, no one on. Phillips fires, just able to grab the corner of the plate, so now it's going to be 0-2.
Gibson tonight has singled and he's walked. He's come home to score 1 of the 2 runs for the Sox in the pitcher's duel thus far.
Stranded on second base in that 3rd inning where he walked. Now the 0-2 to Gibson. Down low. Just missing the plate. It'll be 1-2, 1 out. Restrepo behind home plate. Try to frame it a little higher than it dropped in as. Phillips, the righty, takes a breath. Sidewinds, outside for 2-2. So 2 straight balls now. Ethan Gibson trying to battle back into this at-bat. No one on. Phillips. Gibson puts his bat back. The 2-2. This one, line down the first base line, into the trees it goes. So we'll reset and do it again for the 6th pitch.
Gibson working counts like he usually does, and on Phillips here, who's already had a strange start with that infield fly to Moomaw, is trying to really avoid putting another runner on in Gibson, well, putting his first runner on, but putting Gibson on in any manner for another time tonight.
Gibson already 1 hit today. He's got 20 on the season. The 2-2 outside. Now he battles from not having a great advantage in the at-bat of an 0-2 count to now a full. Gibson, I mean, we talked about it all season long, all 35 games so far. He's one of the toughest outs in the VBL. The 3-2 rings him up and retires the 2nd out. Colby Phillips grabs his first strikeout coming into the game for the Lumberjacks. Now upcoming, Nick Parham.
Parham tonight has flown out and grounded out, but his stellar performance has been in the field with 2 really extra base hit saving flyouts that both could be SportsCenter top 10 plays that had Mike and I really questioning whether or not they landed in the glove or not at a couple points because of, well, how acrobatic they were, and we lost a hat at one point. Parham was shaken up on the one, but he's doing it all tonight. Helped pilot the offense in the first game as well.
We've just talked about how Parham has just turned it on as of late, Dylan. I mean, he was definitely a batter that struggled to find his legs in early on. Ever since now, it's been basically a week of just him going on an absolute tear. First pitch, 1-0. Second pitch now for Phillips. Delivers. Outside will be 2-0. Robbie Levy on deck. Colby Wallace in the hole. He's followed then by Blake Brookins. So your next couple of batters with 2 outs. Phillips hopes to retire the side here without any damage from being done. The 2-0 misses high and inside. It'll be 3-0 now. This would be the 3rd straight scoreless inning for the Tom Sox if Phillips can punch out Parham here. Phillips, the 3-0. Give me over fastball, lands for 3-1 now. So able to grab one there. Parham looking for his first hit of tonight. 3-1, 2 outs, swing and a miss there from Nick Parham, and all of a sudden Phillips has gotten back in the count with 2 straight strikes. Let's make this a full count. It's the second one of the inning. He was able to punch out Gibson looking. Parham awaits. This one line into center field. Coming in on it is Henry. He's going to make the running grab to retire the side. Lumberjacks able to hold the Tom Sox to 3 straight scoreless innings as we head to the top of the 6th. Tom Sox lead it 2-1. We've got ourselves a pitching change here as we head to the top of the 6th with the Tom Sox leading 2-1. It's Ryan Grayshak, number 34, for the Tom Sox coming in. He's listed at 6'6", 200 pounds via Florida Southwestern State. He'll come in relieving Caden Ferraro, who went 1 inning for the Tom Sox. He allowed 1 hit against 4 batters. We have a special guest here in the top of the 6th inning. It's Matt Gabram, fellow play-by-play and color commentator. Matt, glad to have you on the broadcast.
Mike, glad to be here on a very important day. Tom Sox are up 2-1. Back in that other game, though, the Harrisonburg Turks just retook a 4-3 lead. So getting tight later in this period. Now it's 5-3 as you pull it up right in front of me. But all around, it's been a good one today. And what are you assessing so far in this game?
Well, so far it's been a defensive one as Grayshak delivers the first pitch in for strike 1 against Shanar Brown, who so far today is 0 of 2. Reached base via an error and then a ground out on the 3rd. Second pitch, man, he was swinging for the fences there. He'll foul back 0-2 now. And to your point, the Turks take a 5-3 lead in the bottom of the third. They've scored 4 runs in the third off of 4 hits. So now it really comes down to the Tom Sox just grabbing a win here today. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Ryan Grayshak channels his inner dog in him to grab his first strikeout in his first appearance.
Beautiful pitch by Ryan Grayshak. Had the 0-2, and he pumped Shannara Brown with the heater. Knows Brown's one of their best hitters in the lineup and someone who can do damage by one swing of the bat in a one-run game. So went right at him with the fastball down the middle, got him to swing upstairs, and that's a big strikeout for Grayshak.
Carlos Castillo now up to the plate. He flew out to center in the first, flew out to right in the fourth. Matt, does he hit the trifecta?
I would like to see it.
Possibly.
I mean,
We've mentioned a lot this season. I don't think we've ever actually gotten to see it, yet. So now, Grayshak delivers the 1-0. 1 out, no one on. The righty fires, swing and a miss there from Castillo. He's going to go down now. 1-1 in the count.
that was a good breaking pitch there by Grayshak. Was behind 1-0 and was able to get him to chase out of his shoes on that outside corner.
Grayshak so far this season, a 3.65 ERA in 12 and a third innings pitched. He's got 16 strikeouts. He's been one of the best relievers. This one hit pretty well in the right field. Nick Parham going all the way back to the warning track, makes the grab. That's probably one of the least athletic plays he's made today, Matt.
And you know what it is, Mike? Someone like Nick Parham needed a day like this. In that first game where we had to make up that continuous game, had a beautiful day at the plate, and over here in the field, it's just been all over the place. Those 2 diving catches, just unbelievable, just what he does, and putting his body on the line for this team just shows how much he cares about this and just how deep this team's core is.
Absolutely. Well, as Dylan Price returns, Matt Cabral takes off the headset, and he says, so long for the broadcast for now. 2 outs, Grayshak fires outside, 1-0 to Gregory Mello. Welcome back, Dylan.
Well, thank you for having me back, Matt. Thank you for filling in for a little bit.
So far, Grayshak has had 6 pitches in this inning. He's able to retire 2 outs. This one, swing and a miss from Mello. And he ties the count up 1-1. Mello so far today, grounded out in the second. He was hit by a pitch in the fourth, and he was able to reach second on there where he was stranded. Grayshak, the 1-1. This one fouled back into the fencing for 1-2.
Who updated my scorebook? You or Matt?
He did. That's not my handwriting.
Good handwriting, dude.
What?
For his normal hieroglyphics, that was really good.
Oh.
Yeah. I was pretty impressed, Matt.
Okay, so we can know Matt can write a K somewhat readable. The 1-2, 2 outs. Grayshak fires. This one's fouled into the woods. It'll be 1-2 yet again.
If you weren't with us in the first game, Matt had written down the home plate umpire, third base umpire, and first base umpire. 2 for 3 on reading off the names. The last one we got a little, it got a little rocky, but otherwise it was pretty good.
1-2, 2 outs, no one on. Grayshak fires. This one, it dribbled it down the third base line. Muma, it's going to be a tough play. He barehands it, fires over to first. It's going to go wild. Mello all the way in the shallow right field trying to round first. He finally gets over to second. They're going to roll it, and a single in the infield, then an error on Muma on the throw.
That's the right call. I think ultimately that was going to have him safe regardless, but Muma tried the bare hand play, tried to get the throw off, but it was a tough play to make regardless. So I think that's the right call. Mello stands at second in scoring position. The tying run now stands there, and Caleb Henry already has socked a single tonight and flew out, so we'll see what he can do here. And Grayshak, though, this is the first time he's facing him.
Trevor Booten handing home plate umpire Matthew Perriman a couple of balls. We saw him earlier today. He's kicked off the day for the Tom Sox by going 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run. That one was not earned. He got 2 strikeouts. Then Ferraro came into the 5th, went 1 inning, and now we got Grayshak on the mound here in the 6th. If you're just joining us, we are in Game 2 of a technical doubleheader, so we will only go 7 innings here with the Tom Sox up 2-1. They need this win to secure the #1 seed in the South Division. They can do it with Grayshak dealing on the mound, but he's got to look behind him with Mello on second. First pitch to Caleb Henry is in the dirt, 1-0.
And Sox are 4 outs away from locking it down. It's within striking distance for sure. It's just now a matter of preserving the victory, and as you mentioned, Turks leading in Culpeper, or against Culpeper at home.
The second pitch outside for 2-0, and to your point, it's been a 2-1 ball game all ball game long, and tight contest. They lost one last night to the Cavaliers, who, looking back on it, 5 lead changes. The biggest run margin was by 2. They won that. This would not be a conversation anymore, but here in a tight ball game against Covington, they can put it away with 4 more outs, as Dylan said. The 2-0, able to drop that one in for strike 1, so Grayshack able to get a strike in this at-bat under his belt. Quickly updating the Turks and Cavaliers game. Turks lead at 5-3 in the top of the 4th. Tom Sox lead at 2-1 here. The 2-1. This one down in the dirt. Henry thought about it for a second. Doesn't go. The 3-1 now. 2 outs. Runner in scoring position. Henry so far today has a single. He was caught stealing. Then he flew out to in the 4th inning to center field. What can he do here in a must-need situation for the Lumberjacks? The 3-1 gets away from the catcher, McMullen. Runner advances to third. That's ball 4 for Henry. And all of a sudden, the Lumberjacks with 2 outs have runners in the corners.
Not only now do they have the tying run 90 feet from home, but they'd have the go-ahead run standing there at first base. It's going to get interesting, and it's going to get interesting fast. Restrepo with the biggest AB of the game coming up, and it's even prompting a appearance from Jacob Walker, manager here, trying to talk him through this at-bat and what they've been seeing from Grayshack. And ultimately, this is one of the most conclusive at-bats thus far. If they can get to the bottom of the 6th, Sox could provide some offense to break away. But for now, it's Grayshack who holds the lead in his hands.
Well, actually, we're going to get a point by Randy Tomlin late, and he's going to call it to the bullpen. That'll be the end of Ryan Grayshack's day with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. He's responsible for both the runners in the corners. It's going to be Daniel Powell when we come back here on Tom Sox TV. Number 16, Daniel Powell steps up to the rubber to take over for Ryan Grayshack with 2 outs here and 2 runners in the corners on Tom Sox TV. Mike Bolger, Dylan Price along with you. Dylan, what we got on our new guy?
Daniel Powell will come in from Kennesaw State.
First pitch away. McMullen bats it down. Probably saves a run there. It'll be 1-0.
Powell has a few saves on the campaign already. On the season, it's a 1.8 ERA with 9 games appeared in, and this He's going for his 5th save. He's got 4 already on the season. He's also got 20 strikeouts to 10 walks. Solid ratio on those numbers as well. Rising sophomore.
July 11th, he came in against the Turks in a base-loaded situation. He's able to get out of it. So now, with 2-0 count, runner on first and third. Dylan, this is probably the most important at bat as he fires over to first base. Did he get him rung up? He does! Oh my goodness! What a throw by Daniel Powell over to first base to tag out Caleb Henry and end a tough situation that the Tom Sox got in here in the top of the 6th. We're headed to the bottom of the frame here on Tom Sox TV with the Sox up 2-1. All smiles across the ballpark here on Tom Sox TV as the Sox lead it 2-1 thanks to a Daniel Powell pickoff attempt and get me to end the top of the 6th. Dylan, what an important out that was.
Huge pickoff from Powell, and now the Sox are 3 outs away from a Valley Baseball League South Division crown.
Robbie Levy will be in the bottom of the 6th here, looking to extend the lead against Phillips. This one fouled off. So Levy looks like he grabbed his foot. So he's going to walk around. I'm just going to give him time. And no, Levy says he's good to go. Playing DH tonight as McMullen's behind home plate. The 2-1 lead right now. If you're just joining us, it's been a close one to say the least. Tom Sox got out to an early 2-0 lead. And then the Lumberjacks struck right back with a run. Second pitch misses the plate there, 1-1. And ever since, it's been donuts on the scoreboard for a full 3 innings. Now headed to the bottom of the 6th. Tom Sox would like to grab some insurance runs here. Only 3 outs remaining from them getting the 2024 South Division title as this one drops in for strike 2.
Kobe Phillips remaining in here to face Levy, and there's some movement in the pen, some stretching at that for the Covington Lumberjacks, but for now this is Phillips' show.
You have to imagine, as a couple pitchers did get up, swing and miss there from Robbie Levy, and Phillips able to get 1 out here. The second strikeout of the evening, bringing up Colby Wallace now. And Dylan, you have to imagine this late in a 7-inning game, you don't want to use 3 arms.
No, you don't want to burn another arm. Sox have been through a few, but Sox also spared with the Bobby Olson outing in the first game. And on the other side of things here, Covington using a few. So you really want to save those arms for your next game, especially battling for that last postseason spot. Maybe the 2nd seed if Culpepper can start to rattle a few, or Covington can against the Turks for that wild card game.
Colby Wallace now up to the plate. So far today, he is 0 of 2, struck out and flew out to left. Second pitch misses the plate for a 2-0 count.
Wallace tonight has been held hitless. A bit of a quiet night for Wallace. Has a 2-for-3 performance in the first game, though, so not entirely a quiet night.
Third pitch, Phillips takes a breath, fires. This one drops a little too far inside. Now it'll be 2-1 to count, excuse me.
And Wallace looking to extend what would be a 5-game hit streak to 6.
2-1. Wallace swing and a miss at that one. He'll go down now 2-2.
On the get-me-over fastball, he got the green light. And now the count 2-2. Okay, there's a little miscommunication. But still, it was fastball right down the heart of the plate. And Wallace was going for the gusto.
Phillips looking for a second strikeout and second out of the 6th. Can the righty do it? He delivers. Wallace pops it up in the infield. Mello's calling everybody off. He's going to put it in his glove for out number 2. Now the Tom Sox down to their final out here in the bottom of the 6th, up 2-1. It's going to be a pinch hitter here for the Tom Sox.
We're going to see Nunnally come in here. Nunnally, second time he's played in a game tonight. He'll go into Brookins' spot, presume in left field. Nunnally mentioned in the first game, had 2 plate appearances that he was knocking on the door and did get a hit, but was knocking the door twice with bases loaded and trying to drive home some serious offense for here. Now he's looking for some insurance as he comes in to pinch hit for Blake Brookins.
Nunnally comes into the game 6-0, 175. The rising freshman in his first bat takes this one outside for ball 1. So far this season, he's had a hit in every single game he's been in against the Lumberjacks and Cavaliers. He's had 7 plate appearances. He scored also in every game. So 2 games, he's got 2 runs, 2 hits. Looking for a third here with 2 outs. Thought about it, outside. It'll go 2-0 now.
Not only really confident in the box, wanted a couple of those ABs in the previous game, especially with those 2 bases loaded opportunities, but really trying to just stay alive here and maybe get some insurance for the Sox heading into the top of the 7th.
The 2-0 almost hits Nunnally. We're going to say it does grab him. So a 2-0 hit by pitch. He'll go over to first base. The Tom Sox have a little bit of life here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. Dean Mijos coming on up.
Scratch on that. It's another UVA committee joins Nunnally.
Isaac Vanderwood, yep.
Back-to-back, Nunnally, Vanderwood, the UVA commits. It's the UVA stars of tomorrow here at Charlottesville.
So Vanderwood steps on in the lefty. With 2 outs, takes that one outside. Basically the same spot that Phillips threw the first 2 pitches to Nunnally there. Now he's over on first. Vanderwood, so far today, he's 0-1, hit by a pitch, and he flew out to right field. Runner goes. Catcher pops up, fires the second base tag. Not in time. Nunnally able to grab his second stolen base of the early season for him. The first came in his first appearance on July 9th against Covington as well.
Nunnally raced over there. Throw is actually on the line towards Nunnally, not towards the glove of a covering Castillo, but now it's a big AB for Vanderwood. That run in scoring position would separate, make it a 2-run game instead of just that 1 run. Tying run so close right now for the Lumberjacks, but Vanderwood trying to provide a little bit more separation for presumably Daniel Powell, looking for a 4-out save.
The 2-0 gets in for strike 1. Vanderwood, to your point, will be up, and then D. Mijos, Jack McMullen. If we get to it with 2 outs here, 1 out could end it in a late rally here for the Tom Sox in the bottom of the 6th. Already up 2-1. This pitch almost hits Vanderwood. Would have been the second hit by pitch. Now Vanderwood looking back at the mound. Adjusts his gloves, now steps back in. Be a 3-1 count, 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Vanderwood looking for his second hit of the season. The 3-1. Phillips delivers. This one popped up, drifting to the third base line is Gonzalez. He's going to make the grab and retire the side. The Tom Sox lead it 2-1, and now it all comes down to this. 3 outs await the Tom Sox to award themselves the 2024 South Division champs. We'll see you guys after the break right here on Tom Sox TV. Back here on Tom Sox TV in the top of the 7th inning, it'll be Daniel Powell who has to deliver 3 outs, which will secure the Tom Sox the #1 seed in the South Division playoffs and hand them their 5th South Division title in program history. Powell, who just came in through an incredible throw over on first base to get a pick off and end what might have been a dangerous situation for the Lumberjacks to tie it. First pitch is a swing over to third base, grounding it, firing over to first is Mumont, not in time. Wallace had to take his foot off the base. So now Daniel Restrepo gets his first hit of the day, bring up the bottom of the lineup.
I was honestly surprised Mumaw still fired the throw off and didn't just slide that in his back pocket after last time where he was accredited with the E5. But a valiant effort once again for Mumaw there to try to get the throw off, apply the tag. But now it comes up to a runner on first, the tying run on first at that for Brian Miller.
What's been a close contest to say the least all day long. Showing bunt immediately. This one's laid down the first base line. Powell races over, flips it over to first base. It gets by Wallace, but he's able to keep his foot enough on the bag for out #1. So the Lumberjacks trade an out to advance Restrepo over to second base. It works. Now they're 180 feet away from tying this ball game. We're headed to the top of the lineup with Daryl Castillo, who'll come on up. He has struck out once, reached base via an error in the third. He did score thanks to Thomas Marcella sac fly later that inning. And then in the 5th, he grounded out. So it looks like we're going to get a pinch runner here for the Lumberjacks. Coaching staff for the Lumberjacks came on out, talked to the home plate umpire. And Matthew Perriman, he says all good. So Lumberjacks will trade a batter out for some speed. Will be John Vasquez, who will be on second base.
Vasquez, the senior from Miami, goes to Barry University. Does not have a stolen base on the season. Has only come in as a hitter once, or as a pinch runner once at that. Hasn't scored a run or anything, but clearly he got some speed, and he's lengthy at 6'3".
With one out here, first pitch is a swing, a fly ball to Mumma. Now they're all going to call it off, and oh my goodness, Mumma makes a grab. Runner goes over to third base. Is it in time? It is. He's safe on third. What a tag by Vasquez. And heads up play with 2 outs now. The The Lumberjacks are 90 feet away from tying this ball game 2-2. It's 2-1 now. Up now, Spencer Williams. He flew out to center field, has gotten singles in these last 2 at-bats. Honestly, Dylan, if there's anybody to hit Vasquez home, it would be Williams.
Williams with some serious pop in the bat, and he can make a connection with one here. It would drive home Vasquez. That would be the tying run. But what a play, like you mentioned, from Vasquez to tag up on a foul out and just realize, okay, there's 3 guys over there. Nobody's covering the bag. I'm going to take advantage and take my bag here. And, I mean, great job by Powell to see the opportunity, cover quick, and nearly get the final out. But it's down to their last out with the runner 90 feet from home. You can't write a better script than this.
Daniel Powell looking for his 5th save of the season. First pitch outside, 1-0 to Spencer Williams. For everybody's information, Turks are tied up with the Cavaliers 5-5, so it's all here. Tom Sox win it today. They're the number 1 seed in the South Division. The 1-0, 2 outs. Daniel Powell fires in the dirt, 2-0 now. Tom Sox lost last night against Culpeper, and then earlier today finished an earlier game of the season against Covington by a final score 11-1 through 8 innings. Now today, the top of the 7th, the 2-0. Daniel Powell outside for 3-0 now. Kind of pitching around Williams a little bit here with 2 outs.
Tough spot, though, because you have Marcel in the on-deck circle, who's a very potent hitter, and then Shanar Brown in the hole. So there's really no win of this 2-3-4 part of the lineup. But if you want to go against Marcel and feel better.
Powell fires in the dirt to the lefty, and Spencer Williams heads over to first on the walk. Runners in the corner now. Daniel Powell in a similar situation that he got into, or came into the game, for in the bottom of the 6th. Now coming Thomas Marcella. He singled in the first, rounded all the way to the 3rd, was stranded there, had a sac fly in the 3rd, scored the only run of the day for the Lumberjacks. Now Adam Doffelmeyer walks out to the mound to talk to Daniel Powell. Nobody is warming up for the Tom Sox, so it's all Powell for now against Marcella. And you know what, crazier part, Dylan, is that I talked to Randy Tomlin before the game and stuff like that, and he didn't even want to know. He didn't want to know any game status. He didn't want to know the standings. He wanted to focus on today, the here and the now. And right now, his team is 1 out from getting their 4th straight South Division title. They've won it in 2017, 21, 22, and 23.
And I think part of that goes into not wanting to get it into the guys' heads to say, hey, we have this hanging in the balance, the bye in the first round, that automatic home field advantage up until the Valley League Championships. And, I mean, it's a crucial game, but you don't want them to play any differently. We didn't see any difference in the first game. It was a 10-run rule, dominant win at that in the bottom of the 8th. And now you really want to just calm these guys down and treat it like another game. And if you're Daniel Powell, just find a way to work out Thomas Marcel tonight. He's flown out twice. He did drive in a run on that sac fly that was nearly out, but Nick Parham able to corral it in, and then he singled as well. He's a dangerous bat, but it's not unstoppable.
Runners in the corners. First pitch, swing and a miss for Daniel Powell. The 0-1 now. Dylan, do you think that he would try to steal second to get a wild throw from McMullen?
I mean, you might just give him the bag at this point.
Vasquez over on 3rd. Powell fires a little outside. McMullen, nice grab to keep the ball in front of him. For now, a 1-1 count. Powell takes a breath. He's got 4 saves on the season. Does he have another vintage moment in him here? The 1-1, 2 outs, runners in the corners. Marcella takes that one low, says home plate umpire, for 2-1. And Powell falls down in the count. You have to battle back with Shanar Brown on deck. So the heart of the lineup coming up for the Lumberjacks. But for now, he only needs 1 out The 2-1. This one fouled back 2-2. And just like that, the Tom Sox are one strike away, one out away from ending this ball game.
It's right in front of them. Powell knows it. The crowd knows it. And now you just got to try to give your best on best here. It's Marsala, one of the best hitters in the lineup. Powell, one of the best pitchers in the VBL.
Powell. The 2-2. This one drilled in left field. Going under it is Brookins. All the way. He's going to make the diving catch to end the game. The Tom Sox win it 2-1 under your 2024 South Division champions. Charlottesville, the South Division title is coming home for 4th straight season.
The road to the Valley League Championship, well, it rolls through Charlottesville. Wow, what a win, and what a way to end it. Blake Brookins laying out to corral it in. What a play.
Oh my goodness, a tight game all the way through. We went 7 innings here from Charlottesville. Dylan, it started off with an offensive day. Ethan Gibson able to score in that first inning. Then Jack McMullen, the game-winning hit, looking back on it, that got to the fence. The Lumberjacks able to strike back there in the top of the third, and then all donuts throughout the rest of the day to make this a 2-1 ball game. The Tom Sox will gain the #1 seed. Just like Dylan said, they will host for the second round, get a first round bye in the playoffs. Man, that's as best as you can do, dude.
What a performance. The doubleheader swept by the Sox, 11-1 in the first game, 2-1 in the second game. I mean, if there's a better way to put a stamp on winning a regular season division, it's saying, hey, we can do it with our bats, 11-1, and we can do it in a pitcher's duel in a 2-1 win, allowing just 2 runs, outscoring the Lumberjacks 13-1 throughout the course of the 2 games. And hey, the road to the championship will roll through Willie T. Barnett Field. The crowd was amazing tonight. We've got a pair of home games left on the docket, and then after that, it's playoff time, Mike. And if the crowd shows out like they did tonight, get out here, folks. Come support the Tom Sox, because if the crowd's as popping as it was tonight, it's going to be hard to stop the motor train that are the Tom Sox.
Absolutely. Tom Sox improved to 26-10 on the season. They're #1 in the South Division. That will remain through until playoff time. For the Covington Lumberjacks, it gets a little tougher. They fall to 15-19 on the season. They lose 2 straight against the Tom Sox here today. They'll still have to fight with the Cavaliers for that 3rd wild card spot. And that will all go down later this season. For the Lumberjacks, they will go on the road to face the Generals tomorrow at 5 p.m. for a doubleheader. They will be the home team in Game 1, then the away team in Game 2. For Charlottesville, they end today with an 11-1 victory and then a 2-1 victory here. And now they will go and face the Cavaliers at home tomorrow night at 7 p.m. before they will face Covington on the road on Sunday. For Dylan Price, I'm Mike Bolger. We wanted to give a huge shout out to all the fans coming out for Dog in the Park night and everybody behind the scenes working all of our stats, everything across from the scoreboard. We can't say we appreciate it enough. But for one final time from Charlottesville High School, your Tom Sox win it 2-1. Good night, everybody.